The ceasefire between the Republic of Armenia and Azerbaijan on the 10th of November, there have been reports of inhumane treatment of Armenian prisoners by Azerbaijani soldiers. Is the department aware of these reports?
Yes, so we are.
Thank you. Freedom House issued a statement a couple of weeks ago saying it was deeply concerned by the reports of dehumanising treatment and abuse, including torture of Armenians captured and detained by Azerbaijan after the recent armed conflict. The European Union has called for the immediate and unconditional release of Armenian prisoners of war. The US State Department has issued a statement just a few days ago also calling for release and reasserting the importance of obligations under international humanitarian law to be observed. Can you tell me, has the Australian government issued any similar statements?
We haven't issued a statement, Senator. We have made representations to both governments, and those representations cover our concerns about the violations of the ceasefire.
Well, there's two issues, isn't it? I mean, there's also the assertion that Azerbaijani military personnel have entered Armenian territory and have refused to withdraw. I'm actually first, and I will go to that, but I'm actually first asking you about the treatment of POWs.
Yes, so we've in the representations we've made, we have asked that prisoners of war be returned as per the Russian brokered ceasefire.
Are we proposing to make any statements similar to those which have been made by the United States, the European Union and others?
We have made a public statement recently on this, Senator.
We haven't?
We have made a public statement recently.
Sorry,
have not made a public statement recently.
Is the Australian government considering doing so?
We are watching this closely, Senator, and we've noted the statements made by the Europeans and the Americans. They've made a number of statements lately. I note too that Prime Minister Pashinyan has been talking to EU leaders just in the last couple of days. So we are watching it. We may recommend a statement at some point, but it's something we haven't done at this point.
Can I ask, is there an active decision not to, or simply the government has yet not considered whether it should? Can you see what I'm saying?
Yes. No, it's not been an.
It's not a decision not to.
Okay. It's not a decision not to.
No.
No,
so
Senator.
It's something. I mean, these standing up for the rights of these prisoners of war would be consistent with our position on international law, correct?
Indeed, and the US statement you referred to, I think, was made just last week.
27th, yeah.
Yeah, that's a matter which we're
sure.
reviewing.
Okay, that's fine.
And we have made public statements, particularly around the time of the Russian brokered peace. The Minister made statements on that.
Sorry, at the time of, I'm finding it hard to hear.
Around the time the Russian brokered peace occurred,
yep.
There were public statements made at that time, but it's not been an active decision not to make a public statement.
Right, I understand.
But we have made representations to both governments.
On that, and also there is this issue of further incursion into Armenian territory and the refusal thus far to withdraw, correct?
Yes.
Which has been the subject also of statements by President Macron and the US State Department.
Yes, that is correct.
And have we responded?
We've included those issues in representations we've made, Senator, but we have not made a public statement.
So we have included. Do I understand this to be the evidence that we have raised concerns about territorial encroachment at officer level with
diplomatic representatives.
Representatives here.
Yes.
Okay. Are you intending to escalate it, to elevate it at all, or not yet?
I haven't
That's probably a question for the Minister.
Yeah, I haven't made a recommendation to the Minister along those lines, Senator.
What? Do you want to explain why?
Senator, since the Russian ceasefire arrangement, there have been multiple accusations by both sides about the border, and you should be aware there's issues around demarcation of the border, which goes back to how the Soviet republics were originally set up. and that has been
So it's not the
an
Middle
issue in itself. There has been accusations of both sides of border crossing. The more dramatic ones, as you'd be aware, publicly resulted in one case in the death of an Armenian soldier recently, the capture of
Okay.
6 Armenian soldiers,
understand the logic.
and so on. There's a
That
large number
logic
of issues.
is less applicable to the human rights point, though, isn't it?
Senator, I see there are a whole range of interrelated issues which get to the basis of the conflict, and these things are all interrelated.
Okay.
We've not sought, and for a long time, we've not sought an active involvement in resolving this issue. We have always said, and you'd be aware of testimony we've put before this committee before over a number of years, that our view is that the best organisation to solve this is the OCSE Minsk group that is led by the French, Russians and the Americans, and that they are the most active on this in terms of their declaratory policy. We've not sought active involvement in it, and therefore we've been less public, recommended less public, less strong stance on it.
Okay. Now, I think I couldn't actually discern particularly accurately Senator Bett's question, but I think he was asking about the desecration of religious and cultural sites in, is it Nagorno-Karabakh?
Yes, Senator.
And what was the answer to that? Because there obviously been representations from Catholic Bishops' Council, my church, Uniting Church, and the New South Wales Ecumenical Council and others. So what was the answer to what action, if any, we had taken around that?
Senator, just to get to yes, desecration, yes, both sides, going on for a number of years, was all covered. The actions we've taken are, again, in our representations, we've raised this with both sides.
Okay.
Both sides claim this. And in addition, Senator, I just noted that in early December, I think it might have been the 11th of December or thereabouts, UNESCO had proposed undertaking a fact-finding mission, technical mission, and we had indicated support for that, and our ambassador to UNESCO had been engaged talking to representatives on that issue.
That was that answer.
That's not
now
yet,
I understand.
That's not yet.
So
that's not yet a settled
I
matter.
couldn't hear the question properly, and I had trouble following it. Yep. Okay.